Okay, I decided to dye my bundles. So as you can see, I dyed them both black. This is the color that I used. Color Silk Beautiful Colors in a soft black. And the method I used is a method that I saw on YouTube used by a user. Her name is SundaraTV. That's spelled SUNDARA-TV. And you can check below the video for the link to her to the video that shows how I dyed it. Basically, the process is that in the Color Silk box is the color, which is in a white bottle, and then the developer, which is in a darker bottle. I basically poured the developer into the color, which is the white bottle, shook it up, and I used a garbage bag. On SundaraTV, she uses like a large Ziploc bag. I didn't have any of those, so I used a garbage bag, and it worked just fine. I used a white garbage bag so it can help me see better what's going on in the bag. If you use a black bag and you got black dye and black hair, I'm sure it will probably work, but it was easier for me to use a white bag. So what you do is once you have shaken the dye with the developer, you pour that in the bag, and then you take the white bottle and you fill it up with water, and you pour that in the bag as well. And for 2 bundles, I made this work with 1 box of hair color, but you might want to use 2 boxes of hair color to be safe. And as you recall from my previous video, one of these bundles had a significant amount of gray in it. So as you can see, this is the bundle that had the gray in it. And this is still wet, by the way. I literally just took this out of the bag from dyeing it. And it is a soft black. And this is the other one that was kind of a brownish color. It didn't get as dark as the gray did for some reason. But it's still a black, but it looks to be a little bit lighter than this one. As you can see, this is darker. So it didn't take the color as well. That's why you'd probably be better off using 2 boxes of color, just to be sure. And I probably should have left it in the bag a little bit longer than I did. But this is going to be fine for my purposes. Anyway, as you can see on SundaraTV, I will watch that video that I've pasted below, the link below, to get the idea of how you do it. But you put both bundles in the bag. Make sure that they are still bundled at the top. If you've already removed these, use a rubber band to put at the top so you can keep this together, or it'll be a big, huge mess. So I followed the instructions that were in the Color Silk box for the length of time for developing, and I left it in there for about 20 minutes, both bundles. And then I removed them from the bag and I rinsed them in my sink. And try not to agitate the hair too much. I just kind of went down the shaft to rinse the water out. Now I'll back up a bit. Again, the specifics of coloring the hair are on SundaraTV, but I made sure that I wore gloves so I could distribute the color through the hair. Just dropping it in the bag, if you don't have enough to cover them both, it's probably not going to be sufficient. Just to be safe, I got gloves and I worked it through the hair also. So what I'm about to do now, in my previous video I mentioned that the hair had kind of a mothball smell, and I was going to wash it again, but instead of washing it again, I went ahead and colored it first. And I rinsed this just with plain water only. I haven't put any shampoo on it yet, but I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to wash the hair again with shampoo, and then I'm also going to condition it again. So I will be back with the results, and I'll also be allowing it to